Hi guys, my name's Russell and I make guide and race videos on iRacing here on YouTube. If that sounds like it might be up your street, please do consider pressing like on the video. Please do consider subscribing and hitting that little bell to get more of that. Here we are at Circuit Park Zandvoort for week 5 of VRS GT Sprint season 4 2020. I'm here in the Ferrari as always. You can get my ghost cars and you can try my setup for the Ferrari. All you've got to do is take a quick trip to my website, findingspeed.com/GT Sprint to grab those and give them a go. Let us know how you get on. Haven't got the fastest time for you this week. Again, I'm probably about the second off the pace. If I had more time, and I ran out of time this week, hence the guide is a little bit late. Sorry about that. If I had more time, I would get myself down into the sort of mid 35s. I would hope. There's a few challenging corners. We will talk more about that shortly. I'll do the usual thing, do an in-car lap. We'll break down the track, and I'm also going to do a rear chase view lap as well for you guys. It's been requested a couple of times now, so I'm going to add that in for you to check out. Hopefully it helps you see the position of the car a little bit clearer. One more thing, I know I'm going on a bit, but I have got something exciting I want to talk to you about. The Finding Speed GT3 League is coming soon. Now, if you like a bit of VRS GT Sprint, and I assume you do because you're watching this video, come and have a go in my little league. Season 1 of the league is starting on the 7th of November. Blah, can't get my words out. And we are doing a tour of the best UK tracks, starting with Brands Hatch. We're visiting Alton Park, Donington, Snetterton, and finishing at Silverstone. Get onto my Discord and join in. It's going to be a blast. We've already got half a grid confirmed. There's still plenty of space. Please do come along. It's going to be a blast. Best of all, it's going to be broadcast with TV quality commentary and broadcasting by the guys over at Apex Racing TV. They've got a brilliant YouTube channel with loads of great leagues. Hopefully, we're going to have a really great time doing this. We've got drivers of all abilities taking part. So you'll find, doesn't matter how good you are, you will find someone to race against in this league. It's starting 7th of November. The sign-up process ends at the end of October. So get in there, give it a go. And the link to do so is down in the description. It's to the Discord where you can find out all the details of the league, all of the sign-up information. It only takes a few minutes. Come along, it'll be fun. Right, that's enough rambling. Good luck here this week, guys. I hope this guide has been useful. If it has, please do drop a like and a subscription. We really appreciate it. Let's get on with it. Okay, guys, so that was 1 minute 36.27 here at Zandvoort. Um, Not a great time. I haven't had a great deal of time to put in a good lap here this week. Um, Honestly, I don't think the Ferrari is probably the most performant car for this particular track. I think the Audi is going to have this all week long. But enough of the excuses. Let's get down to it. So we're looking at the 100 board and the line on the track. And we are basically braking between the two, and we want to brake good and heavy, and we're about to start a slow turn in here, and we're all the way down to second gear. Here we come, and we want to sort of try and take some of the edge off the initial turn in by starting our turn in a little bit early, and we're trailing right out of the brakes now, and we're coming to this change in the road surface where they've replaced some of the track, and we're back into the gas now. Now we're keeping the car over to the left here because we need to drop quite a tricky right-hander. So we're braking just before the end of the red and white curbing on the left, and we're going to trail out quite quickly and push to the opposite curb, the inside curb, as quick as we can, and back into the accelerator. And we're not trying here to bring the car too far over to the right. This is a very slow corner. And it exits uphill, which is a problem for us. We need a good exit here, otherwise we're going to lose quite a lot of time. Now, I didn't do a particularly good job of this corner on this lap, but it was my best lap of my second practice, so this is the one we went with. But we're actually keeping the car quite far over to the left. We've already started braking, and we really want to make this corner as short as we can, so we're really tight into the curb here. All the way round, and then we're starting our acceleration basically on the apex, about halfway around that corner, and we need to unwind the wheel as best we can here so we can keep our foot down, but it does make the exit quite tricky. We are using that high curb on exit, and I don't think we've really got much choice in that. Keeping the car over to the right, we're making the track short. We're just cutting over the white corner there. We're foot to the floor onto this next inside curb, and we're eating just a little bit of the red curb on the right, very, very carefully. Now, we're about to pass the Marshall hut on the left, and then there's going to be a little entry road on the left in a minute, and that's where we're going to just brake. We're coming down to fourth, and then at the end of that curb, we're gently, and I must stress gently here because it's so easy to lose the back end coming down here. If you get a little bit keen, you're going to skid out or probably end up in that fence up there by that other Marshall's hut. We're gently turning in. We're just off the gas for a bit, but before this curbing starts here on the right, we want to already be well into the gas, as you can see there. And then we're keeping full gas, using full width here, staying over to the left. And we're going to brake here briefly until this little notch on the track on the left-hand side where it sort of turns in a bit more. And then we're going to drop out of the brake really quick so that we can get the car to grip up in this turn, cut some of this curb, and then we're full accelerator and the car is drifting out towards this outside curb. That's fine, we want to be out here, but now we're looking to this little sign on the right, noting that we are indeed going to take quite a steep right turn here, and that's where we're gonna bring the anchors down, get on the brakes, bring ourselves down to second gear, and then get a nice tight turn in so that we're apexing on this bit of resurfaced road here, tight to the curb, and back on the gas, and let the car float out pretty wide. And we're trying to limit our turning angle here so that the car doesn't so we don't start scrubbing the tyres. We don't really want to skid out here too much because it's going to impede our acceleration. And we're going to you'll see quite a lot of drivers throwing the car out as far right as they can here. Don't do that. You're wasting time. In as much as you're driving further than you need to. You can take this next left-hander mid-track. I'd advise it. So I'm coming about mid-track here, dropping the anchor for a bit down to second, and then we're right out of the brake, and we're just brushing the brakes now, just to help us stick to this curb, and then we can get into the accelerator really nice and early, and we can start unwinding the wheel pretty early so that we can really maximize our acceleration on exit. So now we're up through the gears, we're over to the left, and we're looking over the brow of this hill. We're looking for the 100 board, and after the 100 board, between that and the curb, we're going to brake, and we're going to brake right down to second. We're going to hang over to the left for quite a while. If we turn too early here, we are going to run out of track on exit to make the next really tight left-hander, which is the slowest corner on the track. So we're keeping the car left, keeping the car after the end of the curve we're turning in. We're right out of the brake now, on the accelerator briefly, and what we want to do is we want to use this red and white curbing to drag us round. We've got some nice camber on the track here. It's going to help us turn, and we only really need to be brushing the brake here as we come round to the middle, the real apex, which is right here, and we're back into the accelerator, nice and gradually, very gradually coming out here, in first gear, and then up to second as quick as we can. We don't want to run out of revs here. Then we're over to the left. We're looking at the 50 board, and we're also looking at these tyre marks on the track. Now the ones just in front of the car now on the left hand side, that's what I'm using as my brake marker, and I'm dipping into the brake. I'm trailing into the apex on the right. So I'm trailing right out now. I want to ride a lot of this curb. You can ride a lot of this and not get a 1x, not get a slowdown. You want to really maximize that. It's going to force the car to grip up, and then we can be back into the accelerator. And we need to be into the accelerator here as soon as we can. The sooner we get into the accelerator here on this corner, the quicker our lap time is going to be. So we really want to slow in, fast out here, because from this point onwards, it's foot to the floor, all the way down back to T1 now. So we've got a very, very long portion of full out, full gas. So we want to get this corner right. This is the key. Other than kind of turns 1 and 3, this is probably the biggest corner on the track. So as soon as we can get on the gas here, we want full gas, and we're going to let the car exit really wide here. Now you do have to be careful because this extra curbing on the end here ends and you get some sand, and if you actually really sink your tyres into this sand, you're not going to make this corner. So you do need to practice exiting here as wide as you can without risk of that sand there. And then once we get to the end, about here, this is where we really want to start our sort of focus on the turn in. I'm kind of looking at the light display on the right of the track here, and I want to make sure that by the time we hit the tightest point of the track here, we are good. You know, as long as we're tight in here at this point, we're going to make the exit, you know, without having to scrub the tyres too hard. We don't want to have to turn the wheel much more than this, if at all, because then the tyres are going to scrub. You're going to scrub speed, you're going to ruin your tyres, and you're not going to end up with that all-important fast lap here, which is quite hard to achieve. Zandvoort is brilliant. It's going to be great racing here, tight racing, but it's a challenge, and it's really about turns 1, 3, and then the final sort of double right-hander. That's where you're really going to want to focus. So I hope this guide was useful this week. Sorry it's a bit late. Have a great week racing here. If you found it useful, please do hit like on the video. Please do subscribe and hit that little bell so you get all my uploads and you get a little notification when I go live with a stream. Have fun, guys, and I will see you next time. Cheers.